Hello everyone. In this video, we will see what is community structure and species diversity. Community structure is an ecologist's term for indicating what organisms are present in a given environment, in what numbers, and how they relate to each other. It is another way to look at a community is as a collection of niches or slots that organisms can fit into in order to make a living. Traditionally, a biological community is named for a dominant element or elements. In the picture, you can see the community structure. The different types of trees has different shapes. The different ecological communities can be pretty different in terms of the types and the numbers of species they contain. For instance, some Arctic communities include just a few species, while some tropical rainforest communities have huge number of species. One way to describe this difference is to say that the communities have different structures. Community structure is essentially a composition of a community including the number of species in that community and their relative numbers. It can also be interpreted more broadly to include all of the patterns of interaction between these different species. Let us see the key points. A community's structure can be described by its species richness, which is the number of species present, and the another one is species diversity or species abundance, which is a measure of both species richness and species evenness. Community structure is influenced by many factors, including abiotic factors, species interactions, level of disturbance, and chance events. Some species, such as foundation species and keystone species, play particularly important roles in determining their community's structure. How do we measure community structure? There are two important measures ecologists use to describe the composition of a community are species richness and species diversity. Species diversity is a measure of community complexity. It is a function of both the number of different species in the community and their relative abundances. Larger number of species and more even abundances of species lead to higher species diversity. For example, a forest community with 20 different kinds of trees would have greater species diversity than a forest community with only 5 kinds of trees. A forest community with 20 different kinds of trees in even abundances would have greater species diversity than a forest community with the same number of species in very uneven abundances. In general, ecologists think that more diverse ecological communities are more stable than less diverse communities. However, the diversity stability relationship is not a universal rule, and there are some cases where other factors are more important in determining community and ecosystem stability. So, what factors give a shape to the community structure? The structure of a community is the result of many interacting factors, both abiotic means non-living and biotic means living organism. Some important factors that influence community structure are the climate patterns of the community's location, the geography of the community's location, the heterogeneity of the environment, the frequency of disturbances, interactions between organisms. A community's structure can also be shaped by the chance events that happened during its history. For instance, suppose that a single seed blows into the dirt of a particular area. If it happens to take root, the species may establish itself and, after some period of time, become dominant. If the seed fails to sprout, another similar species may instead be the lucky one to establish itself and become dominant. Some important factors that influence community structure. Community structure is essentially the composition of a community, including the number of species in that community and their relative numbers. It can also be interpreted more broadly to include all of the patterns of interaction between these different species. A community's structure can be described by its species richness, which is the number of species present, and species diversity, which is a measure of both species richness and species evenness. Community structure is influenced by many factors, including abiotic factors, species interactions, level of disturbance, and chance events. Some species, such as foundation species and keystone species, play particularly important roles in determining their community's structure. Communities are complex entities that can be characterized by their structure and dynamics. This is the foundation species. The example is coral. Foundation species are considered the base or bedrock of a community, having the greatest influence on its overall structure. They are usually the primary producers, organisms that bring most of the energy into the community. Brown algae is a foundation species forming the basis of the kelp forests of the coast of California. Foundation species may physically modify the environment to produce and maintain habitats that benefit the other organisms that use them. An example is the photosynthetic corals of the coral reef, which is shown in the picture. Corals themselves are not photosynthetic but harbor symbionts within their body tissues. They are called as the dinoflagellates that form the photosynthesis. The next one is the keystone species. The example given in the picture is the sea star. A keystone species is one whose presence is key to maintaining biodiversity within an ecosystem and to upholding an ecological community's structure. The intertidal sea star of the northwestern United States is a keystone species, which is shown in the figure. Studies have shown that when this organism is removed from communities, populations of their natural prey increases, completely altering the species composition and reducing biodiversity. Another keystone species is the banded tetra, a fish in tropical streams which supplies nearly all of the phosphorus, a necessary inorganic nutrient to the rest of the community. If these fish were to become extinct, the community would be greatly affected. Next comes the invasive species. These are the aquatic invasive species in the United States. First one is the purple loose strife and the second one is the zebra mussel. Invasive species are non-native organisms that, when introduced to an area out of their native range, threaten the ecosystem balance of that habitat. I repeat, invasive species are non-native organisms that, when introduced to an area out of their native range, threaten the ecosystem balance of that habitat. Invasive species like purple loose strife and the zebra mussel threaten certain aquatic ecosystems. Now we will see what is species richness. Species richness is the number of different species in a particular community. If we found 30 species in one community and 300 species in another community, the second community would have much higher species richness than the first. Communities with the highest species richness tend to be found in areas near the equator, which have lots of solar energy, supporting high primary productivity, and also have warm temperature and large amounts of rainfall and little seasonal change. Communities with the lowest species richness lie near the poles, which get less solar energy and are colder, drier, and less amenable to life. One factor in determining species richness is latitude, with the greatest species richness occurring in ecosystems near the equator, which often have warmer temperatures, large amounts of rainfall, and low seasonality. The lowest species richness occurs near the poles, which are much colder, drier, and thus less conducive to life in geologic time. The predictability of climate or productivity is also an important factor. Other factors influence species richness as well. For example, the study of island biogeography attempts to explain the relatively high species richness found in certain isolated island chains. Species richness is the term that is used to describe the number of species living in a habitat or biome. Species richness varies across the globe. Thank you. In the next video, we will see species diversity types and levels. Thank you.